Hey gang, Denise here, and I'm back with Pose of the Week. This week it's my pick, and I wanted to talk about Badha Parsvotanasana because I get a lot of teachers asking me about foot placement and what the hips are supposed to be doing in this pose. So here's what I have to say about it. It's a staggered stance pose, and what I do to set up my students is have them imagine a line down the center of the mat, and I have a foot on each side of the line. I don't actually want to be lined up with one foot right behind the other. I need some space here. And I do use a cue like square your hips toward the front of the room initially. But then the back foot has to turn out a little bit in this posture. So as soon as that back foot and the whole leg, because the knee has to agree with that and the hip as well, then we're going to have to allow this hip to come back a little bit. Not so that it really throws off the alignment though. So I'll talk you through that. So a good way to start this is with hands on hips. So we create some awareness here. We're pushing through the front leg to send that hip back. Because if I don't do that, we'll probably have this collapsed shape. Other thing I always talk about is energizing laterally or external activation through my thighs and knees and feet. So I don't want my knees falling in here. I want to dial them out. So see, there's quite a big difference here. This is collapsed and this is strong. So we get into a nice strong stance. Now I'll push my foot through my foot to send my hip back, and I'll come to this halfway place. It's really important to stop halfway because everything's already changed in my center of gravity and the lines of tension in my body. So I have to check in here. I want to make sure I'm pushing through my front foot to send my hip back. That's going to energize my heart forward. It's also going to help me ground into my back leg. Okay, and my back leg, I'm going to keep dialing the knee out so that my knee is in agreement with my foot, is in agreement with my hip. Then from here, I can fold forward. So we could have hands on the hips, say, for this first round, and I'm reaching forward. My hip is allowed to come back just a little bit, but I'm not letting this one pop out. It's staying tucked in, and I'm doing that by energizing through my front leg. So now I'm going to come up from here and step, and we'll do it on the other side. Yeah, and I wanted to make this Badha Parsvotanasana, so that means I'm binding. So to bind, I'll lace my fingers behind me, roll my shoulders up and back, straighten the arms, and I'm keeping my chest open. You know, you can do a bind like this. Do you see what I just did with my shoulders? I rolled it in, or you can roll it out. Now I prefer to roll it out. We're much more prone to injury when we roll the shoulder in. So let's keep it open and energized. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale to that halfway place. Again, I'm dialing my knees out. I don't want them caving in. Pushing through this front leg to send my hip back, and then I can forward fold. And notice that I'm coming inside my front leg. I'm not over here trying to put my heart into my leg because that's unbalanced. So now keep pushing through your front leg to send your hip back, and then ground into your back leg. Feeling that connection all the way through the legs into the pelvic. Feels super strong. Feel free to take your arms where your body allows, but keep them active. And then when you're ready to come up, ground, send your heart forward, and rise up. So that is what I have to say about Badha Parsvotanasana. Energize those legs externally. Allow a slight movement back with your hips so that we respect the pelvis and sacrum. And with the arms too. Let's keep the chest open here and the arms active and strong. And then it's a safe pose. It's still pretty demanding pose, but you won't probably injure yourself. So thank you for joining, and catch you next time. Bye for now.